Hello, Miss Mann.
Hello, Nathaniel Mann.
So what we are going to be doing today is I'm going to ask you a series of questions on your work and professional life. And we're going to compare those responses to an established psychological law. Sound good?
Fine.
Okay. So, as a leader in work, when do you find your employees work best? When they're stressed, when they're relaxed and socializing, or a mix of the two?
Our employees need to be sufficiently busy to be productive. If they have too much time on their hands, then they tend to be a little lackadaisical and look at their phones and talk to each other too much if it's very slow. If it's too busy and there's too much activity going on and too many phone calls coming through and too many demands on their time, then they tend to get stressed out and perhaps rush their work or don't fully give the attention to customers that the customers deserve. So it's really a moderate amount of stress that's the best situation to be most productive in our workplace.
Cool. Now, more pertaining to your personal life, as a student for many years and a highly productive woman, what is your most preferred mental state when completing tasks for yourself?
It really depends on what task it is. If it's something that's simple and I'm proficient at it, then I can be very relaxed. I can have distractions like music or other people talking in the background and can still complete the task. If it's something I really need to concentrate on, if I'm leading a conference call or if I have to really look at engineering documents or think through specific blueprints or spreadsheets, then I really need to concentrate and I don't want the distractions. So I need to be alert, I don't want to be sleepy, and I want to be able to really focus on what I'm working on. So I would want my mental state to be really sharp and focused.
So you would say that it changes for different tasks?
Absolutely. Yeah, if I'm very comfortable doing a task, if it's something that I've done many times before, and if I'm doing it on my own, then I can be really relaxed and pretty loose about it. But if I'm presenting or having to really learn something that I don't know much about, then I really need to focus and have some peace and quiet. And I tend to also work a lot better if I'm standing. If I really need to focus or if I'm discussing something deep over the telephone or on a conference call, I would prefer to stand and walk around because I think better doing that.
Okay. So if I said the term Yerkes-Dodson Law, does that mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
So what the law states is that we work best in a medium level of arousal. And that's kind of what you said with your employees. They cannot have too much time on their hands and be on their phones, or they cannot be stressed to an overextent based upon a busy day. But what this law also says is that with high difficulty tasks, it's better to have a low arousal. And with not as high difficulty tasks, it's better to have a higher arousal. Now this is opposite to what you said. I think what the makers of this law thought is that with the easy tasks, if you go into it being highly strung, you'll still be able to do the task and do it to a high extent because you like doing the task. But with a very difficult task, if you come in very highly strung with high arousal, you might be too stressed out to really think about the task that you're doing. It's a highly difficult task is going to require a lot of cognition. With this new knowledge, would you change your answers at all, or do you still think that when you're doing an easier task, a lower level of arousal is better?
I think it also depends on your experience level. If it's something that's new to you, I would agree with this doctrine. But for me, if I really need to focus and try to understand something new, I prefer to be at a little higher level of stress because then I'm awake and I'm alert and I'm ready to tackle it. So I don't fully agree with the doctrine for myself, but I've also been working for many years and I'm very experienced. So there aren't as many new challenges that someone younger might face.
Well, thank you for all of your input. It was great talking to you.
It is my pleasure.